So when I left Portland, I arrived here at Cannon Beach and found my brother at this cabin about ready to start a remodeling project. We had a quick snack in the kitchen, and then I moved into the room. This is the bedroom that I stayed in, and the bed and cabinet were from IKEA, so we assembled these for the client on the second day here. Okay, you're on Canon camera.
Great.
Now we're going to demonstrate
for everybody.
This is the Cannon Beach Carpenters Hard at Work. This is a crowbar. This is a piece of white wood. As you can see, you can't see, but we've been putting white wood up on this wall. And the big job is to enclose this wall over here where the circuit breaker is, where the box is, and hide the wires. That's what we're working on. Mr. Vittorio Castro, my brother, Superior Carpenter, is working on this part.
I don't think they can see any of this shit just because
yeah,
the camera's not pointed over here.
It's working. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Let me raise this up a little bit. There we go. All right, hard at work. I'm going to go out this door for a second and disappear. That's what a saw is in the rain. Goodbye. Hello? So what am I doing? What should I work on? I can't do anything to do that. The job at the Cannon Beach cabin was to panel the downstairs entry with this white siding. Before you can do that, you have to fur the walls, level, plumb, remove nails, straighten. A job that took a few days. After the first day of hard work, we had a big appetite, so it was filet mignon and a Reuben sandwich. My brother Vittorio had to go back to Bainbridge Island for a couple days, so I decided to take one day off and go look for some food. First stop was the Lazy Susan Cafe, and I ordered a warm seafood salad with local scallops and shrimp, bacon, lettuce, tomato, and mushrooms, and it was dressed with a champagne vinaigrette. And the baguette was actually the best part of the meal, a warm baguette with butter. Actually, the salad was pretty good. And then after that lunch, I went to the Insomnia Cafe where I had the best latte I've ever had. What made it so good was that the coffee was nice and sweet, not bitter, and the cream, the milk, was this great texture. They called it a microfoam. It was just like the silky smooth milk foam that topped off the coffee. Went back there about 5 times. On the second day when my brother was gone, I did some work, but I still took a break for lunch. I went to the Seasons Cafe and had a Caesar salad with almonds and raisins. Actually enjoyed that. Bowl of clam chowder, New England style, and this warm antipasto sandwich, which had this really nice warmed baguette and covered with olive tapenade, salami, ham, which was warmed up, mozzarella, basil, tomato, olive oil, and balsamic vinegar. That was actually quite delicious. I think the fact that it was warm with that crispy bread was a little unusual.
Yeah, shoot the board.
I am getting the whole thing. Have you ever tried to hold a power drill level? Well, this is one way to do it. You set up your laser and you watch the red light travel along the bit. And if it's traveling along the bit, then it's going in level. The best part about this project was building the floating bench. Vittorio found this amazing piece of fir, 4x12 beam, in the lumber yard for $21. This piece of wood probably should cost $500 because it's vertical grain fir. So he was very excited about that. We brought it back to the cabin, sanded it, mitered it, attached it together in the corner. You saw us embedding the stakes, or drilling the holes for the stakes in the wall with the laser. The stakes are foundation stakes. They're the steel stakes with the holes in them. And we just slipped them, hand pushed them into the holes, and then just laid the bench on top. And these stakes have nail holes in them, and then we just put a couple screws in each stake to just hold the bench steady. So it's super strong, didn't move at all, and so we were pretty excited that this floating bench turned out as well as it did. Here's the Bistro, Cannon Beach. It's the place to go. To celebrate a successful floating bench installation, Vito and I headed down to the Bistro, which is a kind of fusion French-Asian restaurant on North Hemlock Street in Cannon Beach. Jack Stevenson, who is the new chef, was actually a chef in the Bay Area. He worked at the Mandarin Oriental, and then he cooked for Google and some other tech companies. And then he decided to leave the Bay Area and went up the North Coast, responding to restaurants for sale, and ended up buying the Bistro in Cannon Beach. So he and his wife now, she's the hostess, JJ, and Jeff's the bartender. The old owner, Matt, who owned the Bistro for 30 years, left there and opened up the Sea Level Bakery in town. So Vito had the Bistro Cioppino, very interesting, like this fusion Asian French. It has a bonito tomato broth and had jasmine rice in it and some ginger. And I had the king salmon, which was cooked with black lentils and risotto, chanterelles, a lemon butter Chardonnay, and some cilantro. So yeah, they were good. A little different flavors than normal. Yeah, go. Cannon Beach, signing off to Astoria in the northwest Seattle. So here I am, February 1st, and I'm in Astoria, Oregon, and looks like it's going to rain again. But I thought I'd take a little walk around the town this morning. This town was built in around the 1920s. We really got it started. I mean, it started really 1811, you know, from John Astor's Fur Emporium. But it took a while for America to finally buy it from the British. Anyway, I'm taking a little walk to give you an idea what the town looks like. A lot of nice old buildings here. So I'll flip the camera around and show you. Zoom in on the column up at the top of the hill. That's a park up there where I shot the video of the whole area. And that column has some of the history of Astoria written on it. Puts the column in context there. Here we have some food carts. They were pretty active last night when I drove by. And so I'm going to head up the Olympic Peninsula, but look at the weather. I might go inland because I'm not going to see much out there. Here's an old cigar, billiards, and lunches. That's about all you need. Stay happy. Here's Columbia. This is Commercial Street, the main drag through Astoria, and you can see the bit of the Columbia River out there. And there's the big bridge. Can't remember the name of that. I'll let you know. And that's going across the Columbia River up to Washington. There's the City Hall again. There's a pretty cool old building. The Copeland Building, Hobson Building, and Carruthers Building. So it's off to Aberdeen. They have a supercharger up there. And that's the end of Astoria. Bye-bye. Okay, so in the fog over there is Washington, state of Washington. And this is the bridge. And Astoria something bridge. I'll get the name for it for you later. Oh, it's raining. I go across this bridge to get to Washington, from Oregon to Washington. Here comes the rain. All right. See you guys later.